Good morning, everyone. Okay, we'll continue our book reading today on chapter 4 of Toyota Way to Service Excellence by Jeffrey K. Liker and Karen Ross. We're in chapter 4, developing lean process for short. Developing lean process, a short story. Last week, we looked at how we create lean process. And one of the important ways reminded us to create a lean process is to efficiently flow high value to customers and get it right every time. We also looked at the steps a company can use or follow to develop or improve or work towards service excellence. One of them is to be sure that your senior leader is serious about the need for change, understanding senior leadership vision, grasping the situation, understanding current state, identifying gaps and prioritize, strive for future states through small circles of learning. Today on page 88, we're looking at the need for change at NL service. A day in the life of an LL service. It said it was a typical Monday morning at NL Services Incorporation, an American company with 13,000 employees in 95 offices that processed credit transactions for companies that accept credit payment. John Edwards, manager of credit transaction processing for the Southern region, presided over his weekly staff meeting. His 6 managers oversaw teams that handled credit transactions. As per the standard agenda, John went slide by slide through a PowerPoint of the previous week's data sent by the company's corporate office. Doesn't look any better this week, John said sternly, using his laser pointer to highlight a plethora of graphs and charts. Not a single team in the Southern region was even close to the target that the corporate had given for a new business growth, client retention, customer satisfaction, or profit. Corporate really doesn't like any of the numbers. I had a very unpleasant conversation with our VP this morning. His perspective is that the number is the number and that he doesn't care how we or our people make these numbers, but he better see some marked improvement in the next couple of weeks or else. By the end of the business day, I need a plan from each of you for how you will make your numbers. The 6 CTPMs, that is credit transaction processing managers, started alternating at the PowerPoint at John and around the room at each other. Some crossed their arms tensely, leaning forward in their chairs. Others just looked bored and resigned. They had all been through this before. Every few months, when the numbers dipped down for a few weeks in a row, they heard the same speech and every few months after they offered the credit transaction, possible layoffs and other dire consequences, the numbers came back up. They knew they would make it through this time too. Meanwhile, in operations, Katie, one of the team of 12 credit transaction processors, had just hung up the phone. It was only 9 a.m. and her ears already hot from listening to an angry customer complain about how his bill was wrong again. After spending 20 minutes on the phone going through all the records with the customer, Katie was able to correct the error, but now she needed her manager's signature on the billing correction form to credit the customer's account and give him the discount that she had promised him for his trouble. It seems to Katie that she was always giving customers discounts. The credit processors had to fix so many errors that it seemed to be the only way to keep customers happy and to stop them from changing to another credit processing service. As Katie looked around for Joe, her manager, she remembered that it was a Monday morning and that he would be likely he always was on Monday morning at 9 a.m. in a weekly staff meeting. Customers are just going to have to wait, Katie thought to herself. Mondays are always like this, and it doesn't look like the week is going to get any better. I already have a backlog of 25 credit transactions that just seem to have popped into the system over the weekend. And one of the credit transaction processing system is down. So anything that needs to be input into that system is going to have to wait. You wouldn't think that credit transaction processing would be this hard, but with having credit transaction coming by email, fax, or phone calls, you need to use 4 different credit transaction processing systems that doesn't talk to each other, and having to wait for answers about transactions from so many different departments is not as easy as it looks. And stopping to fix billing problems for angry customers doesn't make it any easier. That's for sure. Okay, so this is where we'll stop for reading this morning. It's actually telling us a brief story about a company. The NL Service Incorporation is a credit transaction company. So it has actually explained to us how their processes are, what is being done in the company daily, most especially on Monday morning. So far, with the story that we've read, or with the story that we've read from this book, things are not actually going smoothly, most especially with customers. That's why he said the need for change at NL Services. So with the way the story is going, NL Service will need a change when it comes to their processing and how they attend to customers. So this is your stuff for reading this morning. Thank you.